I think the laws of physics kind of apply to life.
I know that.
And so when you, a body in motion stays in motion, and for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. As I get older, as I think a lot of people do, you look back in life and you see these forces that keep pushing against one another. And what happens is it becomes a tug of war that no one ever wins. And I think the solution to a lot of these issues is to focus on our commonalities and to focus. I don't mean ignore things that have happened. And I don't mean, we don't have a history. We clearly do. But pushing back one way or the other is just going to cause more conflict. Actually embracing the similarities and being engaged in an empathetic way and trying to understand as opposed to be understood, I think it's really the only path forward. And until we are able to do that as a country and as a society and as races and otherwise, we don't now, in my view, live in a country where I want to switch places with you. Because frankly, I wouldn't want your life. I wouldn't want to be followed around in a store. I wouldn't, you drive a better car than me, but it's not like I get pulled over because I'm, my awesome Toyota Highlander. So, until we live in that world, we've got to kind of embrace what we have together. And that's where I see us falling short a little bit.
What do you think, Dave?
I think the end result is very similar to what Paul just said. My approach is a little bit different, and my approach is just clearly I'm not as smart as Paul if he got straight A's the first semester.
Just one semester. Well, I'd love to tell you it was the whole time.
No, I revert back to what's worked for me, which is the whole idea of having somebody go home at the end of the day saying, thank God David Benz was there for me today. Maybe it's Paul, maybe it's you, maybe it's one of the listeners out there. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter to me. I'm going to actively, I don't want to be that boiled frog. I don't want to just mindlessly exist through life. I'm going to actively try to make sure that somebody goes home. And all the points that Paul raises are extremely valid points. Extremely valid points. I got one of two choices. I can either be closed-minded and say, well, that's just not true. That's simply, take these things, the masks, okay? I've seen scientific studies that say that they help, and I've seen scientific studies that say that they don't help. I can get entrenched in one side and just say, forget it, okay? I can be empathetic, and I can try to understand other people. That's really, really complicated as far as my brain goes. Mm-hmm. For me, I just want that one person to go home and say, boy, thank God David Benz listened to me. That really made me feel valid. That made me feel like my viewpoint was worthy. Hmm. If I do that, then I think the world becomes a better place.